Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Gilbin is the name, and Command & Conquer Rivals is the game. And this video is sponsored by EA, and in it, I'm going to show you some gameplay of Command & Conquer Rivals because I've been playing a ton of this game. You can see in the menu behind me, I'm already level 37, which takes a while. I've played something like 300 plus games. I've already hit the Gold League for Nod faction, and I will soon be hitting the Gold League in GDI faction. So I'm enjoying my time. I think it's a great game, and it offers a ton of strategic depth. It's not an RTS classic of old. It's been adapted to the mobile framework, but it's fun. It's more accessible. It actually fits my style way better because I was never good at real-time strategy games. I played the old Command & Conquers. I wasn't that good. This is more my speed and more my style. It may not be for everybody, but it works for me, and I've enjoyed it a ton. Now, that said, I'm okay at the game already. I think I'm getting good. I'm going to get better, but I can actually talk through some real strategic depth, walk you through my game plan, my strategy, some of the choices I made as far as building out my army is concerned, and I think you're going to learn a little bit, and you might even like the game after you see me talk through it, because there's a lot on display here. Now, that said, let's go ahead and jump into a match here I recorded of me playing as the GDI faction, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, folks, this is a game of Command & Conquer Rivals, and I have it paused because I just want to talk through real quick what you're supposed to do in a game of Command & Conquer Rivals. So you'll see my base in the upper right-hand corner. I'm in blue there. I have vision around my base, but the rest of the map I can't see. There is Fog of War in this game, which I think is awesome. My opponent's base in the top left corner. My goal, of course, is to destroy their base. You can attack bases directly with units. Alternatively, you can use this guy, and I'm going to draw here on the map. This is the missile silo. If you fill that bar up on the missile silo with your color, it'll shoot a missile at your opponent's base, do half of its damage, so 2 missiles will win you the game. And you can do that by controlling the control points here. These are all 3 control points, these platforms on the map. If you control a majority, that'll fill the missile silo up in your favor. So the goal is, as it's nearing the end of its bar here, to control more points than your opponent, so you control the color and it fires the missile at them. So there's this constant jostling back and forth between you and your opponent to control all these platforms. You send units that counter their units. It's crazy and chaotic and super fun. There's lots of micro involved. You have to move your units in a very specific and strategic way, or you're gonna lose. You have to build the right things at the right times, or you're gonna lose. And because each of the factions in the game has 40 plus units, there are all kinds of different armies you can assemble, all sorts of different metas that develop, and it's just this ever-living, ever-changing thing that has a ton of strategic depth. Now, that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay here, and I'm going to try to keep up as we talk through all of it, but it's going to go very quickly, and I don't know if I will, so bear with me. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments if you don't understand exactly what's going on, and I'll do my best to answer it. As we go live here, keep in mind, we have Tiberium as a resource. You'll see that there in the lower left-hand corner down here. That's going to fill up over time naturally, but you can also harvest Tiberium crystals in the game. You'll see these green crystals. In fact, I'm sending a harvester over to these Tiberium crystals right now, which will accelerate the rate at which I gather Tiberium. Some people don't do that. Some people just ignore it right away, just build a ton of stuff and just rush you down super aggressively. Other people play a slower style where they try to get more Tiberium in the long term so they can build stronger and stronger units. And you can see my opponent sent 2 crazy scary infantry units at me already. But thankfully, I have some counters here. These vehicles are really good at destroying infantry units, so we're not going to lose too much at that early start, and I thankfully built the armory really fast, so I was able to pump out all of these vehicles. Now, that said, we're going to go start scouting out, taking the platforms to see what's up. I built a second harvester, because we're going to be really, really good in the late game. It seemed like my opponent was playing really quickly and fast, so I'm like going to try to play for way down the road. I might lose the first missile even, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to get every missile. You just have to get enough to kill your opponent. And he built 2 of these crazy tanks. Thankfully, though, I built a missile squad here, which is really, really good against tanks. They're good at destroying vehicles, but the tanks themselves are not great at destroying infantry. So you'll see I just demolished that fight right there on that point, and we get to take the point. Now, that said, he has 2, and you'll see the bar here already on the missile is starting to fill up. So I might have to lose this first missile because there's really nothing I can do at this point. I have a lot of resources, but I have downtime on building my units because I built so much stuff, and I have a lot of things out on the field. But again, our goal is not to win the first missile. We can let that slide. Our goal is to build counter units that are gonna win us the game late. And you'll see right now, I'm starting to stabilize already. We've turned the corner. Those missile squads absolutely demolished his vehicles. So suddenly we're in a great spot. Now I send some zone troopers over here to the top platform. These are like my favorite units in the game. They just demolish aircraft, they demolish vehicles. They're super hard to kill, and they heal after taking damage. Like if they're not getting attacked for a while, they just start to heal. So they're these super tanky, annoying things to deal with. Most armies I've played against just don't have good things to answer infantry like that. So they tend to just absolutely control games. And you can see here, he's like, I can't even go on this point, I'm gonna get ruined. So he's trying to micro away. And I just go take the 2 forward points here because I don't really need to control that third one in the back. That would just be a waste of a unit. Because one great strategy, of course, is to go 2 versus 1. If they send 1 unit in and you have 2 units that can attack that, you're gonna be killing their stuff so much faster and thus take less damage so that your units stay stronger over time. Now he has built some good units here. His infantry just isn't really good at countering infantry. So he's starting to see some of that counterplay, right? And I'm gonna have to build some stuff to address that. We got all this back and forth going on. But as you can see, I'm still controlling 2 points. As the silo fills up, I shoot a missile. So now we're in a really good spot because we're holding all these positions. He's going to be on the back foot, essentially trying to send stuff my way. But the defender always has an advantage because they get to attack as the new unit's walking up. And you can really use that to your advantage sometimes by disrupting the movement pattern, blocking them from taking a tile. There's all kinds of ways to be tricky with your micro so that you stop your opponent from doing what they want. And at this point, we've just got these 2 bottom platforms absolutely occupied. You'll see right here, I should draw this. I used my my commander's power here to spawn a turret in the middle of the map. Not really because I cared about it doing damage, just because I wanted to block any sort of approach from the mid. Because I knew if he's coming from the bottom, nothing could get here in time because my zone trooper is going to block it. But if I block the mid, he can't really push in, and therefore that means I keep my 2 bottom platforms safe. I occupy the points, and I win the game. And not only that, guys, but I think we're going to see here, I ranked up to gold. That was my gold promotion game. So we opened like a ton of crates here and get all kinds of extra unit cards and all kinds of cool stuff. So that was really fun. And I know that went really, really fast. And not all the games go that fast. Some games have a lot more back and forth. I just recorded one game I played earlier tonight, and there's a lot going on. But you get eased into it, right? You have a limited number of units. You spend time learning what everything does, and there's a lot of details, so you do need to read what things do, and you'll just come to terms with it as you play. But there's just so many different strategies. I've kind of found 2 things that work, playing for that late game style, but when I play Nod, I go for a more aggressive style. I build these attack bikes that just run in like crazy and destroy all my opponent's harvesters early. I get a ton of resources and I just rush them down with tons of raw aggression. So it's really up to you how exactly you want to play. But between all the different units that are available, you can do that. You can just play it all kinds of different ways and build an army that suits your style and suits your needs. So as I get another game going here in the background, I'm not going to talk through this one a ton, but there are a few things I definitely wanted to note about Command & Conquer Rivals. So this game's out today. You can hit the link in the description to download it right now, and I think you're gonna want to after seeing that, right? Like, you're starting to see, I legitimately really like it, and there's a ton going on, and it's so fun to play. So hit the link in the description. There's also an early bird bundle you can get until December 10th that'll let you jumpstart a little bit. You don't need it. The game is totally free to download. You can play successfully, free to play. EA's Redwood Studios have put in all kinds of measures to make sure that it's fine to play for free. It's not pay to win. There are these fair play elements, as they call them, that essentially cap levels of units. You're going to get matched against people that are at your power level, so you're never going to feel frustrated trying to climb. There are all these checks and balances built in, so everything always feels good, and you can successfully play for free. I've been doing it too, and I'm doing good. So you can do that. But if you need to, if you want to spend a little bit to get jump started, that option exists as well. And I know it can be a little intimidating seeing all the stuff going on screen. You might just be overwhelmed. I think it's too hard for you. Well, it's not. But if it feels that way, they also have this incredible replay system built into the game, so you can go watch competitive matches from other people to see the armies they're running, to see their early game strategies. It's a fantastic learning resource. I watched a few games myself early because I didn't really know exactly what to do, but I picked up some strategies pretty quickly. And if you're interested in even more competitive stuff, there's going to be some esports support for this game as well, it looks like. I think there's some links in the description that will tell you a little more about that as well, because clearly there's enough going on here. I think it can be supported as an esport. It has that surprising amount of depth. And it really, because of all that micro, because of the Fog of War, you can do cool things, and it plays well enough that it's fine. Like, the controls feel good and smooth and reactive. I never feel like stuff's not doing what I want it to do. So I think personally, this game has got a great future for esports. Now, all that said, I think I'm about to lose this game, and I, I don't really want you to see that. Maybe you will, but guys, I really, really, really genuinely like this game, and I think you should give it a chance. I really do. It's gonna be something you enjoy. Frankly, there's no risk. It's totally free. But I like it a lot. And there it is. I lost the game indeed. So that's a little sad. You got to see some Nod gameplay, but unfortunately not necessarily the best Nod gameplay. I don't remember what happened. I just remember my opponent absolutely demolished me. It felt like I was losing the whole time, which that was my fault. There was probably things I could have done to win the game, which is nice. So guys, again, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Again, if you have questions on this, I'm actually playing the game. I know what I'm talking about. I can help. We can talk through it. I would like this to become another game I make more stuff about and talk about more, because I think a lot of you would enjoy it right alongside me. We could join a guild together essentially as well, and there's all kinds of opportunities there. That said though, I really appreciate your time, everybody. Check out Command & Conquer Rivals. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, game on.